For reaction to this intensifying labor dispute and the passengers, of course, that are caught in the middle of all of it. We're joined live now by Gabor, Lukacs, president of Air Passenger Rights. It's good to have you today. Thanks for taking the time.
Good afternoon. Thank you for having me.
This is really starting to escalate. Air Canada already starting to cancel flights that are set to take off before the potential strike on Saturday. What do you make of that?
Air Canada is making a business decision within its control to not operate some flights to avoid extra cost of parking aircraft at other airports, or perhaps having to fly back aircraft empty without passengers, without flight attendants. But these are still cancellations that are within the carrier's control.
How does that change things then? Because I understand under Canadian law, Air Canada is obligated, correct me if I'm wrong, to provide alternate transportation if a strike leads to cancellation of flights. So within this time period before there actually is a strike, does that change at all under that law?
It makes a big difference because under Canada's somewhat problematic laws, when a flight is canceled once a strike is ongoing, that is deemed to be outside the carrier's control. But when a flight is canceled preemptively while still the workers are available to operate a flight, that's a business decision by the airline. It's nothing different than a flight being canceled because it's undersold. So the airline owes passengers meals, accommodation, lump sum compensation up to $1,000. And in terms of the alternate transportation, there are some far tighter rules. So in this kind of preemptive cancellation, Air Canada has to either provide alternate transportation on its own or partner airlines to depart within 9 hours of the original departure time, or Air Canada has to buy the passenger a ticket on a competitor airline's flight if that is the fastest way to get the passenger to their destination. While once the strike has began, this 9 hours stretches to 48. So once the strike began, the airline has to provide the passengers with alternate transportation on one of their own or partner airlines departing within 48 hours of the original departure time, or else buy passengers a ticket on a competitor. But if the strike is already ongoing, unfortunately in Canada, there is no meals, accommodation, or lump sum compensation. This is one of the major differences relating to strikes between Canadian law and the European Union's gold standard or international standards such as the Montreal Convention.
Okay, Gabor, I'm sorry, I've got to cut this conversation short because happening now the union is speaking. Hopefully we can check in with you later and finish talking about what passengers need to know. But right now, thanks so much for your time, and we will chat again soon.